gosh, you can tell I just woke up. Wow. What's going on, guys? It's VJ Burris of Doom Room Studios here, and I'm finally making a video over my MaskFest masks. I've literally been waiting about 3 months to make this video, and I finally have time to do it, so let's get to it before I decide to postpone this video even longer. I bought 5 masks in total this year, 4 from Dr. Lady and 1 from my buddy Scott Blake. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and start with the first 2 masks I got, both placed very conveniently out of view, are these 2 guys. Obviously, these are extremely unique masks. Going into MaskFest, I knew I wanted to buy something from Dr. Lady. He made a post on Facebook saying what all he was going to have, and he had a lot. And it actually took me like forever to find his booth, just because I had never seen it before. And once I found it, I looked at the masks. He had some really high-end masks, and then he also had cheaper masks. These were among the cheaper masks. The reason they caught my eye is just because I really like big, like oversized masks, and I like classic monster masks like Dracula and, you know, like a devil. But what also struck my eye was the fact that they have their brains sticking out in low plastic like covers, and I thought that was really, really cool. And when I was talking to Dr. Lady about it, he also mentioned how, you know, normally you'd expect this from like, you know, like a zombie or a Frankenstein or something, but not from a Dracula and a devil. But yeah, and I also went into it thinking that he had touched up all of the masks. That ended up not being true. He just bought these from, I think, just some cheap like Chinese company or something, and they were also extremely cheap. I saved the name tag on this one just so I would remember. $18. Both of these were $18 each. That is extremely cheap for such a cool mask like this. So yeah, I definitely appreciate Dr. Lady pricing these at such an affordable price. He said he did that specifically for people who wouldn't be wanting to spend, like, you know, $500 on a cool piece, which is definitely me. But yeah, so these are really cool. Probably pretty close to my favorite scores I got, but there are those. Alright, so next up is the third mask that I bought from MaskFest. This one is from Scott Blake. I was at his booth just hanging out talking to him, and I decided, you know, I needed to buy something from him. He's a really incredible artist, good friend of mine in the community, so I felt like I needed to do it, and I just wanted to, just because they're so cool pieces. And the first one that stuck out to me was this one. He told me that this one is called, I'm going to say this in the most American accent possible, the Gran Bruja. Now, but really it's actually called the La Gran Bruja, which is Spanish for the Big Witch. And this thing is definitely big. I have a huge head, so this is bigger than my head, so obviously this is a very large mask. It has incredible detail in the paint. Here in a little bit I'll get a closer shot of it, that way you can tell. I decided to leave it tagged. And when I first tried it on, later after MaskFest, I felt like this really intense, sharp pain in the top of my head. And I didn't know what it was. It just really, really hurt. And it even hurt to take it off. So once I took it off, I looked inside, and there was a pin, like a little needle, still in the mask. And I gave him crap about it the next day. And he said it was probably from when he was attaching the mask and the wig together, and he was using the pin to keep it on the head, and that it was just still in there from when he did that. It didn't like hurt me or anything, so it was fine. It was cool. I wasn't like mad or anything, but it's just a funny story that goes with this mask. And yeah, super cool mask as well. And last but not least, we have 2 more masks from Dr. Lady. I'm going to do them both separately. I think this one I bought first, yeah. So this mask is the third one I bought. This was just another really cheap one that he had. Actually, I think this was cheaper than any of the others. It was either $8 or $12, I can't remember, which is incredibly cheap. It's got a nice fabric hood. Obviously it's some type of rip-off from a Scream mask. I just thought it was really unique with the huge bulging eyes out and, you know, the bloodshot eyes. And I really liked the red inside the hood. This part of the hood is like a lot more thick than the rest. And the mask isn't completely attached to the hood, which I thought was kind of weird, but still really cool. And like I said, for the price, I could not pass it up. And last but not least, we have this guy. Like I said earlier, I have a kind of a thing for classic monsters, and I do not have a Frankenstein mask. I saw this one. Do I have the price tag? No, I do not. But this one was also like $8 or $12, super cheap. I can't remember if they said they touched this one up or not. Maybe a little bit if they did, but still just a really unique. I mean, there's nothing special about it. It's just like a face mask with some like hair attached, which I'm not huge on the long hair. I don't really care. It's, you know, it is what it is, but it's just a cool mask. I love Frankenstein's monster. It's one of my favorite monsters, and I just could not pass it up for the price. It's a cool mask. So yeah, there's that, and I believe that is it. So one more thing. These aren't really masks, but these are just cool things I got at MaskFest. So I don't know if any of you know, but I'm a huge John 5 fan, and the moment I found out that he was going to be at MaskFest, oh my gosh, I went crazy. So I met him twice during MaskFest, once when I was in normal clothes, and then the next day I met him again when I was dressed up as Lester, and both times I had him sign something. So the first time I had him sign this 8x10, of course you can't see it because of my window, but it's an 8x10, had it signed to me. He had several pictures, and this one was the coolest, I thought. So yeah, he signed that for me. We got a picture, chatted for a little bit. Then the next day I didn't want another 8x10, so I decided to get his new album, Invasion, and he again had it signed to me. I asked if he remembered me the next day, and he acted like he did, but I'm pretty sure he didn't, because the first day he said I was the first VJ that he had ever signed anything to, and which I completely understand because I doubt there are very many VJs out there. And so I mentioned that the next day. He's like, oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I don't think he did. But yeah, so here are my two John 5 signatures. But yeah, that's it for this video. I'm glad I finally got it out of the way. It was stressing me out big time. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to go down, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.